no matter how bleak our struggle appears. The Green Nation will fight on to defeat Blastro and to destroy his super weapons.
And cut! That's a wrap. Oh, that was great, Dad. But, off the record, any idea where Blastro is getting these super weapons?
And how you know that's classified information, Vicky?
Reporting as ordered, sir. Hello, Vicky.
Hi, Sarge.
I think we're done, Vicky. The Tan forces are closing in. Now, don't you leave the compound. I don't want you in any danger.
Oh, Daddy, I can take care of myself.
I'm serious, Vicky. Anything happened to you, I don't know what I would do.
You worry too much.
That's sweet.
Wipe that dumb-looking smile off your mug, soldier. We just learned the Tan Army is transporting hundreds of weapons through the dimensional portal for a massive attack against us.
Dimensional portal?
And we've got to locate the portals and destroy them.
Precisely. We've located one of them near an enemy camp. The same camp they're holding your machine gunner Thick and Hoover your minesweeper. The camp is located in the middle of the Black Forest. Find it, rescue Hoover and Thick, then get them back to the nation.
Welcome to the battlefield, Private Kadorhal.
Tanks already. I think I like it here. Oh no, they destroyed it already! Come on!
Yeah, unfortunately we don't get to rescue or ride in that one. Which is a shame, because that's the first green tank we've seen.
Yeah.
Before it was tan tanks that we had to stop, and then blue tanks.
Those tan bastards.
They really are, you know. You might have noticed in this mission, we're picking up our first time using the mortar. But we won't really be using it that often, only if we really have to, because the bazooka is a much better explosive artillery. Plus, you know, we've kind of got access to a tank right next to us. Have you ever ridden in a tank before?
Not in a game like this, no.
Well, you may be surprised at how easy it is.
Yeah, I grew up on the N64 version. We had to go play air attack if we wanted a vehicle.
I remember those days, but it's surprisingly easy to drive a tank around. And presumably not for them. Our tanks are just better engineered.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it makes it a little difficult to get out of sometimes. So what's your experience with the army men in Sarge's Heroes Land?
Just the N64 versions, and I had the PlayStation version of Sarge's Heroes 2, but I never really played much of that one.
Yeah, I'm the same way. It's been interesting seeing how differently these control, and just the differences, graphically speaking. I mean, as you can tell, we've got a pretty terrible draw distance going.
Yeah, the whole 10 feet or so.
But given that it's gray, it kind of, in this instance, it adds to the atmosphere. Like, we are in the thick of battle.
Yeah, it really does.
I hope the tank sound effects are not too loud.
They're fine.
It's kind of annoying at times, but...
That tank really doesn't want to let you go.
If there's one thing I had to complain about with it, it is just that. The fact that you can walk right up to it and be in it right away. And you can't completely plow through other tanks. I mean, GoldenEye at least got that right, and that came out around the same time. And you might have noticed, too, at one point we plowed right through a guy, and all he did was just the regular scream. No cries of pain to intensify the feeling. I mean, this is brutal stuff, right? You'd think it would be, but...
Yeah, they probably blew their alternate death animation budget for the flamethrower.
Exactly. Especially in this game, it gets cartoonishly, for lack of a better term, cartoonishly over the top. But But you know, I don't use grenades enough in this game, so... Or mortars. So let's take it out on an easy prey.
Yeah, in this version, they handle it, what just happened?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the version I'm playing, but it seems to me, this happened in the last mission too, you don't hit them until they see you. Because that mortar round just evaporated into nothingness.
Wow.
It might have
achievements in ignorance.
Plane of existence. I don't really know, but this happened a little bit in the last one too. Like, a guy sort of got behind a crate but wasn't too well protected, and I couldn't hit him.
Yeah, the aiming reticle that's like in the original games where you have no real control over it, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't give you the best perspective on exactly where you're hitting, so you always kind of have to aim a little farther than you think, and if it goes above an object, it looks like it's going a whole 2 feet above it or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that part was true in N64, too.
Exactly. Oh, hey, look, one of our men is down. But he's up again.
Hoover, I thought you were captured. I slipped away when the 10 guards were wrestling with Thick. Those goons forced him through some weird energy field back at the camp. It was awful. You should have... Energy field? A portal? You gotta take me to it. But no, that's on the other side of the minefield. That's what I'm telling you. Where's your spine, soldier? Be all you can be. You're a minesweeper. Start sweeping. I don't want to sweep anymore. No! Okay, I get away.
Wow.
Can you tell who's the weakest link in the Bravo Company commandos?
This is probably why they didn't give him a gun.
He doesn't handle too well under pressure.
Move out.
He's holding that minesweeper like a gun, though.
Yeah, at the same point, he's kind of our most vital asset. Because otherwise...
He took quite a bit of damage from just one shot.
So this game has lots of escort missions, as you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Hoover's being this agonizing to get through?
I never really played this far. I always just watched my stepbrother play.
Well, yeah, in any version you play, this is true. Hoover goes as slow as possible through the minefield, and it's a long one, as you can tell. And he does not take damage well.
Speaking of which, if you're using the minesweeper, if you step over a mine, does it blow up?
Yes, I mean...
Yeah, because I remember, like, the manual for the N64 version saying that doesn't happen, but it does.
Oh, it definitely does. Just because you're using the sweeper doesn't mean you are immune to the effects. You just learn that much quicker where they are. And you see him kind of tanking hits for Hoover. Because if he dies, of course, we have to start the mission over.
Wow, that did not go well.
Yeah, there's a health pack over in that little alcove. There are still mines, so I'm kind of waiting for him to maybe... to show the light, but he seems to be going more the other way. You'd think he'd be like, oh hey, there's a health pack, and as you'll see, if I get it, it heals both of us.
Oh, how convenient.
Good to go.
Exactly. But he was just geared on getting out of here, and I don't blame him, but...
Yeah, me neither.
Thankfully, we only had to get him this far.
This is Bravo Leader 1 to Sly Fox. We've located the Tan camp.
Well done. Any sign of our boys?
I have Private Hoover with me now, sir.
Do you think he can make it back to the landing pad on his own?
That's a negative, sir. Moisture is imminent. Colonel, Hoover said the Tan took Thick through a portal in the camp, sir.
Well, you find that portal and rescue Thick. As soon as you find him, you get back to the portal and return to our world for evac.
Moisture is imminent has to be one of the greatest code terms in any game. And I'm sorry if the music got a little too loud for you here. It kind of spikes up randomly. But you see, we're kind of close to our end point here, so it's supposed to get intense, but...
Whole 3 guys, not very intense.
Exactly.
I'll make that 4.
I'm going to utilize a little trick here. If you shoot the portal going at it, only one guy comes out. If you just run up, there will be like 4 or 5 guys who come out. So it does get harder, but I guess you could say it's a little glitch. And Sarge was sure happy about it.
I'm starting to feel like Alice in Wonderland. Someone's gonna pay for this.
Do you remember the part in Alice in Wonderland where they hung enemies upside down by their ankles from flowers?
No, but I never really paid a lot of attention to Disney stuff.
Well, that never actually happened. So, I don't know what kind of Alice in Wonderland they have in the plastic world. But are you ready for some groovin' music?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Who knew being in the military would be so groovy? This is where I think if we're going to talk about dissimilarities here between versions, I've said before that, actually real quick there, if you noticed, he didn't see me, so I was shooting right to the right of him.
Yeah.
Where I should have been hitting him with the auto-aim.
What was he focusing on, though? I don't think he did notice you, but then he just sort of forgot about you when he went over to that wall.
Yeah, that's the problem. You can hit guys, and then they'll retreat and run off.
And then they forget you're there, and as such, you can't hit them until you remind them.
War is traumatizing, I guess. Maybe they just have inherently bad memory for being soldiers.
That or all tan people are just dumb. Says a lot, really.
That's certainly possible. But if you remember this level in the N64 version...
I remember it being very, very long.
Very long, yes. It is. But I was gonna say, initially, the graphics were a lot better. Now, I'm not gonna be... Yeah, don't mind bazooka rounds narrowly missing our heads.
Wow, they don't even notice you until you shoot them.
They are they're just pretty dumb, I guess. But again, not to get too distracted, like, despite there being bad draw distance in the PlayStation version, like, it was at least bright and sunny, from what I remember in the N64 version. They couldn't even do that. I guess that's the real difference between 32-bit and 64-bit.
Good to go.
You're not afraid of bugs, are you, Cat?
Depends on the size.
Well, what would happen if they were, say, just as big as you?
Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
Well, such is the case for the introduction of the first real-life enemy in this game, and that is the ant.
This version of the game still has a sniper rifle, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's how you usually handle giant bugs in New Vegas.
Well, thankfully these ants are not so difficult that you have to take them out with far, far away tactics. It's weird, too, they don't spawn until you're really close to them. I don't know what it is with spawning enemies or realizations of enemies in this game. But yeah, they don't take a whole lot of...
Look alive!
It doesn't take a whole lot to kill them, and that was from the M16, just our basic assault rifle. With the M60 machine gun, it takes more, but that's understandable because it's just more bullets. But the bazooka, of course, takes them out in one hit.
Yeah, but there's bigger problems to save the bazooka for.
Oh yeah, and especially down every, I'd say corridor of this garden, but you know what I mean, each different area. They're not really corridors because it's not closed off, but for each one, there is a tank.
Big surprise.
It's hard enough to shoot him from this vantage point, though, so we're just gonna politely ignore him for right now. And he'll just keep going.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll give you the same courtesy.
Well, given that we are in a garden area, it helps the green soldiers to be a little more camouflaged into the grass or the stalks of the carrots. Carrots! I mean, who knew that would be a good way to camouflage yourself? Of course he came back, though, so... You saw, he started the open fire first, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no unauthorized use of deadly force there.
Exactly, so we are fully allowed to retaliate. Down the next corridor.
Should probably go back to Los Angeles for this. I hear unauthorized use of deadly force doesn't exist there.
Well, LA is just a crime-ridden wasteland, from what I've heard. I've never actually been. Maybe we should ask Loki about that. He does live in LA, right?
I don't know where anyone really lives.
You'll see, though, when we get to more grassy areas like this, there are more soldiers, yes, but there are as well more of our least favorite insects in the world. Right there.
Good to go.
Oh boy.
Now, how old were you when you played this game?
I was about 8 or 9 when I first got it.
Okay, yeah, about the same age as myself. Did this terrify you?
Yeah,
Bazooka should have hit him, I apologize. Poor aiming.
Yeah, it looks like he forgot you're there, so... Perfect sense.
The wall of grass is able to camouflage us in the most illogical way possible.
For a second it looked like the grenade bounced off the grass, too.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's gonna go on top of whatever it comes across, and then, hopefully, bounce off and hit your target, but again, no guarantees. I was gonna say, these ants terrified me as a kid when I played this.
Look alive!
And not to spoil anything, but there are more insects later on.
Yeah, I remember one in a much later level that really terrified me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But thankfully
nice
right now I can
dodge.
deal with his ants. Yeah, that's the next mission. Let's not spoil anything. But even Army Men Sergeant Heroes 2 has even more insect enemies. It's like they couldn't get enough of them. And I've always said that, you know, insects are nothing to be afraid of because you're bigger than them, but in this game, they're like twice the size of you. I don't care how manly or brave you think you are, that's terrifying. So as you can see, this area has the white mark where we're going to check off our submission, but all we had to do was clear out the area. And this is a shortcut of sorts. I think you're actually supposed to do this. But now we have our sniper rifle, finally.
Good to know.
Would have helped for the bugs, but who knows, maybe it'll help later. See, we just hit that guy, and he ran off, and now we can't hit him with auto-aim. He is a cowardly coward if I ever saw one. It's no wonder they have him labeled on the map as yellow, because they're yellow.
Yeah, now I think about it, since you can't hit enemies that don't know you're there, I'm starting to wonder if the sniper rifle would be any good.
Well, I think that's mostly to do with the M16. Like, if they haven't seen you yet, that's the thing. My thought about it is that they run off and they go into, you know, open quotes, go into hiding.
Hiding in plain sight.
hiding in plain sight. Exactly, so you theoretically can't see them. So maybe they actually are undercover, you know? I don't know, like, let's try it out right here. Let's see if we can actually...
They're little kids playing pretend. Nuh-uh, you can't see me!
See that?
I can! Nuh-uh, you can't!
Well, we sure did hit that soldier just now. Now, if I do this properly...
My goodness, special bullets, it hits everyone, regardless of if I can see them.
Exactly. Hey, watch this neat trick.
Wow, only 2 grenades?
I think the one grenade missed the first time, because in practice, I have hit that grenade right on center of the tank just once, and it blew it right up. So... You know, I'd like to think I'm pretty awesome, but maybe it really does take 2 hits, and maybe I just do kind of suck.
You think this is where they got the idea for that one cutscene in the Metal Gear Solid remake?
It's possible. I think any third-person shooter or third-person style game that's got tank controls like this ultimately got its inspiration from Army Men. So you know how we just had an escort mission with Hoover?
Oh boy.
Well, I don't know if you're ready for this one. Because we get to rescue someone who's equally as funny as Hoover in my mind. If you listen quietly, you'll hear him.
Okay, Todd.
Are you ready for our man Thick? And why you'll see why they call him that.
Sarge, I wasn't too sure if maybe you had forgotten about me or what.
How could I forget about my heavy machine gunner, you big lug?
I couldn't forget you either.
Now come on, we need to get back to the portal double time.
I'm sorry, Sarge. Say it slower.
Just follow me.
Okay, Sarge.
Of ants and plastic men, everybody.
Move out, move out.
So Thick is definitely our hard-headed machine gunner. But they do not hesitate on giving us everything we need.
Wow.
And auto-aim sure did not work just now on this ant. Maybe he was out of plain sight too much. Okay.
Oh,
didn't work
wow,
again.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing that would have traumatized me as a kid.
Oh, believe me, even as I was playing this, I was like... I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but my heart was kind of pounding as I was playing. I was like, oh my god, get it away, get it away! Because that's scary. Something is literally devouring you as you're trying to run away from it.
Yeah, like when I mentioned New Vegas, that's about how it went last time. I was trying to snipe him, and then one of them's the biggest one of the group somehow snuck up on me, and yeah, I was done playing for the night.
Exactly, right? It's terrifying. But thankfully, this escort mission is the least problematic, because Thick here has a machine gun that he is willing to use.
Did you just completely obliterate that one guy with the grenade?
Yeah, I did. I was kind of trying to have fun. And it worked a little bit, but...
Yeah, I noticed the same thing happened with one of your tank kills in the last level.
Exactly, you know, it's like, I try to have fun with some of these explosives, because in the training camp video, I kinda, no pun intended, riffed on the other explosives, other than the bazooka, as being too problematic to use. Like, they never work, but sometimes they do. This is unfortunately one of those escort missions not at all dissimilar to Hoover. Like, you kind of got to run ahead of Thick, because he will run right into, no pun intended again, the thick of things. Like, he just ran right through that minefield, miraculously not stepping on a single mine. In one of my failed recordings, I tried following him, and I still landed right on a mine.
Wow.
So either he's thick-skinned as well, or...
Again, achievements in ignorance.
I guess so.
Because it's not just the tan that's full of idiots.
Yeah, that's what you'd think. But they may be idiots, but they don't have the brute force that Thick has. So we've gotten him back to the portal here, and only a couple enemies left. Okay, I'm officially going to stop using the bazooka on insects, because I never hit them the first time. And then we just casually walk to the portal. Well, thank you for joining me in the field of battle, Private Cad.
You're welcome.